Some promising young pros deferred school for Brood War back in the day, and if StarCraft doesn't work out for him, at least he'll get a future cleaning up stomping grounds. Right, the mysteries won't last for long, I promise. I'll be in touch if you need to show up somewhere. Okay, I'm going to hit you up for practice games tonight, if that's cool. Be online. Sounds good. Welcome aboard, kid! The fiery Protoss player lifts his chin for a final grin before heading into one of the PC Bang's back rooms, probably to gather a broom and dustpan. I grace Stunt's mom with an innocent expression on my way out. She answers my smile with a glare sharp enough to make the hair on the back of my neck stand up. I step outside and suck in a deep breath, relieved. The warm afternoon air is sweet and feels good on my lungs. One down. The stairway to my apartment was empty as usual. Sometimes it feels like I'm the only person living in this building. Isolation was a major concern when I was first thinking about coming overseas. If my Korean wasn't passable, it'd be practically impossible for me to be anything but lonely. That's something I don't need to worry about anymore, I suppose. Seoul's proven to be vibrant, crowded, and busy. Everything my life back home wasn't. Something as simple as crossing the street can be exciting for someone who has never been in an urban environment for more than a few hours at a time. It sounds stupid, but it's true. Still, before meeting Excel and Jet, I barely talked to anyone offline. StarCraft's one-on-one nature doesn't exactly lead itself to social introductions. It'd be easy to get in touch with the foreigner community out here, but I have very little desire to sulk around in bars with jaded English teachers and washed-up businessmen. Why bother? I sink into my chair and jam the spacebar a few times to wake up my PC. I practiced enough at Golden Zone Fire after recruiting Stunt, so I don't bother loading up StarCraft. Jet was pleased to hear about my new pickup, told me it was smart to hold off on telling Stunt who she was too. I'm sure she'll announce her plans on her own time. She'll have to once we've picked up our last player, at any rate. With a few clicks, I'm staring at a common StarCraft fan site. The most interesting stuff that goes on in the scene gets posted here, and what people vote as best rises to the top of the page. Reddit! I don't often visit the Korean community sites, I like them just fine, but I prefer to read English when I get the chance. But no matter where you choose to get your StarCraft news, you'll find no shortage of netizens sure in their opinions on which player is awful or why the game is imbalanced. Oh, it is Reddit. Today seems to be no exception. A foreign pro gamer just called it quits, and the comments about him are ridiculously scathing. Sure, he was underperforming recently, but people forget just how much time and passion gets put into even a mediocre professional's career. The worst part is that most of the people talking smack are either low leaguers or don't play the game at all. I take out my phone, hoping to find something on it to distract me from the mindless masses. No texts, no new emails, same as when I last checked 15 minutes ago. It's been a while since I've chatted with my friends from back home. Most of them know about my esports aspirations, but none of them really get it. There are two reactions when someone learns that you play video games full time. Either they roll their eyes or they tell you how lucky you are. I've tried to explain to the latter that playing StarCraft really isn't fun in the traditional sense. Winning can be satisfying, but the game is too stressful to actually be called fun, at least for me. It beats a boring minimum wage job, but it sure as hell isn't easy and pays less for all but the best. Yeah, they don't mention that between games on Star League streams. Pretty much everyone I went to high school with is enrolled in college. When I hear about their great social lives and internships, I can't help but feel jealous. I'll probably end up going eventually. It's not like I can make a living from games when I'm 30. Well, 5 or 6 years of StarCraft, and then you're left with the dregs of your prize money and sore wrists. Hopefully some friends and fond memories. With a look back at the computer screen, I notice that my inbox has a message awaiting. A click, and I'm staring at a piece of fan mail. The first I've received in a month. Maybe it's inaccurate to call it fan mail, considering I've known this guy since before I started playing StarCraft in high school. Stream? What? So 10 people can watch me play faceless barcodes all day? Pointless. Maybe if I got enough viewers to make some money. He and I really didn't even talk back in school. It wasn't until he found out about my StarCraft skill after graduation that he tried to become my friend. I messaged my templates. What? Oh, there we go. I massaged my temples, frustrated. All that message did was put me in a bad mood. Most of the people who follow StarCraft know less about the game itself than they do about the people playing it. I don't like that I'm expected to constantly bear the scrutiny of strangers. The community is what keeps the scene alive. I know it's wrong to loathe it, but simply knowing that doesn't make it any easier not to. With an impatient click, my PC groans off. I climb under my sheets and settle in for an early night's rest. The search continues tomorrow. This is cute. I like the writing in this. I wake to the sound of rain against my window. Judging by the light, it's morning. It dawns on me that I was supposed to play Stunt in a few practice games last night. Whoops, probably not a great move to blow off the player I just recruited. Breakfast this morning is cold as usual, or at least since I took a chance on some street food. It was actually pretty good, but I ended up sick for a few days. I've stuck with cereal in the morning since then. I hope everything is working out on Jet's end. Good management and even a single sponsor will take us a long way. All I can do is focus on the task at hand. Finding talent. I put away my bowl once I've emptied it and lock my apartment on the way out. God, every time I hear that, I think the door is actually opening. It's freaking me out. My sweatshirt's hood held up against the rain for most of the way, but my hair ended up soaked in the end. I shake my head dry once I'm inside, much to the annoyance of the guy at the Golden Zone Fire's front desk. The cafe is largely empty on most weekdays, at least before school lets out. With a bit of searching, I find Excel reclined drowsily in a computer chair that he must have wheeled over to the lounge area. I bet he'd rather be sleeping in at the Crash Team House, but Excel said that he didn't have time to meet me any later. He yawns and waves me over. I pull up a chair from a nearby PC and sit beside him. Plenty to choose from when the place is this empty.
Do they not have umbrellas outside of Korea?
No, everyone just sprints from place to place if it rains.
It's like Seattle. Ha! So anyway, Stunt agreed?
Yeah, it'll make the next pickup even easier since I've actually got another player to point to. I wish Jet would hurry up and ditch her team already. Excel raises an eyebrow and shakes his head at me.
She can't do that yet. Jet has a contract.
It has to be over soon though, right? Why else would she be putting together a team if she wouldn't be able to play on it?
They vary, but most contracts last either 6 months or a year. Best case scenario, she'll be free at the end of the month.
That makes sense. The Victory Star League won't let anyone with a contract play without their team's approval. But maybe there's no rule against registering ahead of time. Whatever, I'm sure that Jet has this figured out already. Right, anyway, you said you've got a lead on the next player, yeah?
Yep, guy named Reva.
Oh, Flitz. I was like, what is that word?
Flitz in and out of the top 8 on the ladder. He's won at least a dozen online tournaments this year.
Wow, what race does he play?
Here's the best part. He plays all 3. His Terran is the strongest, but he's been known to switch between races during a long set. He'll even play random.
Reva plays Zerg, Terran, and Protoss? Whoa, that sounds too good to be true.
But this is where it gets weird. He's never turned up to a tournament in person. Only plays online. Some people speculate that Reva is just an alias for a top player. I'm not convinced though. He's got a very specific playstyle. It's almost like playing against a highly advanced AI. Strong mechanically, but only goes for standard macro games.
So how am I going to get in touch with him? Other teams have gone after a player that good.
It won't be easy, but I've got a plan.
Not another bet match, please.
It worked, didn't it? No, not this time. Rav is on a mean win streak in an online King of the Hill. 12 wins in a row. Granted, most of his games have been against foreigners. It's based in Europe, so it's a bit weird. It's at a weird hour for us. Point is, you're going to enter tonight.
Tonight? So, I beat him and then use that to convince him to join the team?
Hold on, I didn't say anything about beating him. I mean,
if you do, I'm not going to complain.
You're going to play an honorable macro game. Reva hates anything that's non-standard. Cheese, rushes, aggressive timings, all in, one base builds, that sort of thing. So you're going to play a slow, economy-based game instead.
But if I play a game in the exact style he's used to, won't I get stomped?
Maybe, but it's your only chance to get on his good side. Play him, show off your skill, chat him up, and recruit him.
You make it sound so easy.
Hey, find your own players if you don't like it. I'm sure there are tons of strategy form scrubs willing to try out.
He does have a point. Guess I'm staying in tonight. Fine. By the way, what are you so busy with this afternoon?
Team League practice. Gotta drill a Zerg of ours to snipe the Team Kane Terran ace. The match is a half a week away. Until then, practice. That's how we do it.
Beneath his easy facade, I can tell that Excel doesn't seem too pleased by the circumstance. Right then. Any final tips against Reva before I go practice for tonight?
Yeah. Hope you like mech.
That's all I can do not to groan. My favorite.
All right, and that's it for this episode. Be sure to check out our very next episode coming up in a bit. If you guys had a good time, be sure to hit those like, comment, and subscribe buttons. They help grow the channel a ton. Always looking to improve it. Let me know what we can do as well to make this a better experience for you guys.